Chapter 7, First C-Rank Mission, Part 1. The day of the C-Rank mission had Naruto up before the rooster even thought to crow. He was jumping about his apartment, packing his bag in an overexcited whirlwind. In contrast, Sakura was at her home, sipping on a cup of morning tea, already fully prepared but dreading the tidal wave of energy that was her teammate. Any tips on how to deal with an overexcited Naruto? Sakura asked her medical textbooks as if hoping they held the solution to her predicament. In a completely different part of the village, Sasuke was methodically packing his supplies, mentally reviewing different types of C-Rank missions. Little did he know that their mission would bear no resemblance to what he had in mind. On the other side of town, Naruto was debating if he could pack ramen for a 5-day mission, his apartment filled with a comedic mess of clothes, gear, and instant ramen packets. A clatter from the kitchen gave him pause, and a sly grin spread on his face. "All right, Kurama, no more secret midnight raids to my fridge." A grumbled response came from his stomach, "You can't prove anything." Meeting at their usual spot, Sakura couldn't help but chuckle as Naruto bounced up and down with excitement, a stark contrast to Sasuke's reserved stoicism. Spotting Kakashi approach, she made a mental note to ask her sensei about possible medical procedures to reduce excessive energy in her patients, purely for research purposes, of course. "Are you always this hyper in the morning?" Sakura asked, fighting back a yawn. "Only when there's a chance of an adventure," Naruto replied, grinning ear to ear. He paused, tilting his head to the side. "Or maybe you're just worried that I'll show you up in front of Sasuke." Sakura's eyes narrowed. "Oh, you wish, Naruto." Ouch, right in the ego, Naruto clutched his heart dramatically, earning a laugh from Sakura. Despite the playful banter, Naruto's uncontainable enthusiasm set a high-spirited tone for the day. Today, Team 7 was ready to step up their game. Chapter 7, First C-Rank Mission, Part 2. The team made their way through the bustling merchants district to meet their client, Tucci, a local blacksmith well known for his exceptional craftsmanship. On seeing Team 7, he immediately lit up. "Ah, you must be the shinobi team here to transport my package." "Excellent, excellent." As he led them to the package, they quickly realized the extent of their task. It was a colossal metallic object concealed under a canvas cloth, roughly the size of a small carriage. "Goodness, Tucci-san, what in the world are we delivering?" Sakura asked, trying to estimate the weight of the package. A booming laughter erupted from Tucci. "Oh, it's a surprise. A statue for a new restaurant opening up in Otafukugai. The owner wanted something grand." Naruto immediately jumped onto the cloth-covered statue, and despite his high energy, a hint of concern crept into his voice. "I can create shadow clones to help move it, but it still seems like a huge task for a C-Rank mission." Sasuke chimed in, "We could use a joint chakra technique to levitate it, and Naruto could manipulate the wind around it to lessen the air resistance." Sakura's eyebrows shot up as an idea struck her. "Or I could use my strength to carry it," she said, cracking her knuckles, her emerald eyes sparkling with anticipation. It was an excellent opportunity to showcase her medical-enhanced strength, and she wasn't going to let it pass. Kakashi's visible eye widened as Sakura effortlessly lifted the statue, carrying it as if it were merely a sack of groceries. "Who knew our medical nin had such monstrous strength?" he muttered, his shock well concealed. Chuckling at his sensei's reaction, Naruto leaned over to Sasuke, whispering, "That will keep Kakashi-sensei on his toes for the rest of the mission." "Indeed," Sasuke replied, an amused smirk on his face. It seemed like the C-Rank mission would be anything but typical. Little did they know how right they were. Chapter 7, First C-Rank Mission, Part 3. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura all fell into defensive stances. Sasuke already had a handful of shuriken ready. Sakura held the statue aloft with both hands, her legs spread wide in a balanced stance, and Naruto had his hands up. The jovial atmosphere from earlier was gone now, replaced by a tension-filled silence. "Stay calm, everyone," Kakashi instructed, his lone eye never leaving the rogue shinobi leader. "Remember what we've practiced. Protect the cargo and each other." He received 3 nods, their young faces reflecting their seriousness. As the rogue shinobi launched their attack, Kakashi's team sprang into action. Naruto and Sasuke used their speed and agility to create a defensive perimeter, Sasuke's shuriken finding their mark on several opponents while Naruto prepared to unleash his jutsu. Sakura, in the meantime, shocked them all. Using the statue as a makeshift weapon, she swung it around like it was made of paper. Each swing of the statue took out multiple enemies, turning it into a literal weapon of mass destruction. Kakashi found himself raising an eyebrow in surprise. This was a side of Sakura he hadn't seen before. Their teamwork was commendable, but Kakashi could tell they were starting to feel the pressure. The leader of the rogue shinobi was watching their movements, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. Kakashi knew he was about to make his move. "You're good, for a bunch of kids," the leader sneered, stepping forward. He began forming hand signs, creating a large wave of earth aimed at Team 7. Before the earth wave could reach them, Naruto finished his jutsu, Futon de Tapa. A huge gust of wind erupted from his mouth, colliding with the earth wave. The sheer force of the wind jutsu blew apart the earth wave, scattering rocks and debris all around. A stunned silence fell over the battleground. Naruto lowered his hand, grinning at the rogue shinobi leader. "We are the next generation of Konoha's shinobi," he said confidently. "We're not going down that easy." Back in Konoha, Jiraiya sat in the Hokage's office, mulling over his mission to find Tsunade. It was no easy task. Tsunade had been traveling all over the elemental nations and didn't particularly want to be found. But as he remembered Naruto's determined face, Sakura's surprising strength, and Sasuke's calm focus, he couldn't help but smile. These kids were the future of Konoha. It was their duty, as the previous generation, to guide them and help them grow. With renewed determination, Jiraiya set off to complete his mission. Little did he know, his journey was just beginning. Chapter 7, First C-Rank Mission, Part 4. The leader of the rogue shinobi had an ugly scowl on his face as he looked at the destroyed earth wave, a cloud of dust swirling around it. Naruto stood on the other side, arms folded, a proud smirk on his face. Sasuke and Sakura flanked him, their faces a mix of surprise and admiration at the successful counterattack. "Seems like you've underestimated us, old man," Naruto taunted, stepping forward. His smile was a stark contrast to the scowl of the leader, who was clearly not expecting such resilience from a group of genin. But then, this was Team 7, and they were anything but ordinary. "Damn brats," the leader growled, his hand flashing through hand signs once more. The ground around them shook as he prepared to launch another earth-based attack. Naruto was ready, though. His hands quickly formed the familiar hand signs for his wind-based jutsu. Futon, Repusho. With a swift forward motion of his hand, a strong gust of wind erupted, aimed at the rogue shinobi. The leader barely had time to react. The powerful wind jutsu slammed into him, lifting him off his feet and sending him flying backward. Naruto didn't waste any time. As soon as the leader was down, he dashed forward, Sakura and Sasuke right behind him. But just as they were closing in, a group of rogue shinobi blocked their path. Naruto skidded to a halt, Sasuke and Sakura following suit. They exchanged glances, their gazes hardening with determination. It was time to put their training to the test. Ready? Naruto asked, his blue eyes glinting with resolve. Sasuke and Sakura nodded, their own determination mirroring his. Let's do this. Back at Konoha, the news of Team 7's successful counterattack reached the ears of Jiraiya. He was in the Hokage's office, discussing the progress of his search for Tsunade. Hearing about the team's first mission, a slow grin spread across his face. Seems like those brats are full of surprises, he mused, picturing the scene in his head. Sarutobi nodded in agreement, a look of pride in his eyes. They are indeed, he said, his voice filled with satisfaction. Just like their predecessors, they've shown remarkable strength and ingenuity. We can expect great things from them in the future. I have no doubt about that, Sensei, Jiraiya said, standing up. I should get going. Tsunade won't find herself. As he left, he thought about Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, the next generation of shinobi, fighting against the odds and proving themselves in the process. He couldn't help but feel proud. After all, they were the future of Konoha. And they were off to a promising start. Chapter 7, First C-Rank Mission, Part 5. With the leader of the rogue shinobi successfully knocked off his feet, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura found themselves squaring off against the remaining shinobi. The air was charged with a heady mix of adrenaline and anticipation. Sasuke and Sakura were already flexing their own abilities. With a burst of speed that left Naruto mildly surprised, Sakura rushed forward, slamming her fist into the nearest rogue's stomach. The man was lifted off his feet, a gasp leaving his lips as he flew backwards. Sakura stood, dusting off her hands, an impressive show of her inhuman strength. Sasuke, meanwhile, had opted for a more strategic approach. Utilizing his Sharingan, he effectively weaved around the attacks of two separate shinobi. With a swift flick of his wrist, he sent kunai slicing through the air, expertly embedding themselves into the legs of his attackers. His opponents collapsed, immobilized but alive. As his teammates handled their opponents, Naruto found himself face to face with the remaining shinobi, their eyes locked onto his in a deadly glare. Naruto simply smirked, his own resolve hardening. The rogue lunged, kunai glinting menacingly in the sunlight. But Naruto was faster. Calling upon his wind chakra once again, he formed a small but concentrated gust of wind in his palm. Futon, Detapa, he exclaimed, swinging his arm forward. The gust of wind turned into a powerful gale, hitting the rogue shinobi square in the chest. The impact sent him flying back, his body slamming into a tree trunk with a painful thud. With their enemies defeated and their first C-Rank mission a success, Team 7 regrouped, sharing a look of mutual respect and satisfaction. Kakashi closed his eye, a content sigh escaping his lips. Team 7 was proving to be full of surprises, indeed. Chapter 7, First C-Rank Mission, Part 6. Their success against the rogue ninjas instilled in them a sense of euphoria. The adrenaline surge left them exhilarated but drained. Hastily, they bound their unconscious opponents, hoisting them over their shoulders as proof of their triumph and to extract any necessary information back at Konoha. With their enemies now in their custody, the journey back to the village resumed, offering them a soothing peace, a stark contrast to their earlier surprise attack. Naruto and Sasuke hefted their captives, their muscles strained under the weight, while Sakura, their watchful guardian, remained on alert, surveying their surroundings for any potential threats. A thought suddenly struck Naruto. Hey, since these guys are rogue ninjas, wouldn't they have bounties on their heads? Kakashi blinked in surprise, a small smirk forming behind his mask. Good thinking, Naruto. But remember, the bounty is usually set by their respective villages. If these ninjas aren't wanted by the Leaf, we won't receive any rewards. Ever the pragmatic one, Naruto persisted, couldn't we just deliver them to their village and collect the bounty? Sakura gently nudged him, teasing, look at you, Mr. Moneybags. Since when did the great Uzumaki Naruto start caring about bounty money? Didn't your parents leave you a fortune? Sasuke, visibly annoyed, interjected, traveling between villages is forbidden unless during a mission. We can't risk a potential international conflict over the lack of prior approval. But if they are listed in the Leaf's bingo book as enemies, we could claim the bounty. Confused, Naruto admitted, all these details are making my head spin. Kakashi sighed, breaking it down further. In essence, Naruto, we as shinobi of the Hidden Leaf must prioritize our village's interests before anything else. Got it, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto responded cheerfully, his cerulean eyes sparkling with understanding. The golden hues of sunset greeted them as they returned to Konoha. The mission had been tough, but the success of their first C-rank, unexpectedly turned B-rank, mission filled them with a gratifying sense of accomplishment. They had proven their mettle, cementing their bond as a team, and it felt like a rite of passage from their earlier academy days. The whispers of awe from the villagers who had heard about their encounter made their chests swell with pride. Their efforts had earned them respect, and it felt incredibly rewarding. Upon reaching the Hokage's office, Kakashi awaited them, his normally impassive face showing a rare glimmer of relief and pride. Team 7, you've done exceptionally well, Kakashi acknowledged, his voice tinted with the pride of a teacher whose students had surpassed his expectations. Beaming, they thanked their sensei before diving into a detailed debriefing. The Hokage listened attentively, pleasantly surprised by the level of maturity they demonstrated. Their fatigue eventually seeped in as the adrenaline wore off. As they trudged back to their respective homes, they couldn't help but reflect on the day. This mission had united them closer as a team and validated their potential. However, little did they know, their destinies held far more extraordinary paths. But for the time being, they savored this victory, their dreams filled with promises of the legendary shinobi they aspired to be. Chapter 8, Growth and Revelations, Part 1. The break of dawn found Team 7 gathered at their usual training ground, their recent mission still resonating in their minds. Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke waited, their excitement mixing with the morning mist, forming a tingling aura of anticipation. However, as the golden rays of the morning sun began to caress the horizon, the squad sensei was, as always, conspicuously absent. Naruto and Sasuke shared a knowing glance. It was a fact well established in the shinobi world Kakashi was never on time. Their shared glance soon morphed into a mischievous grin. Tenryo says he will blame it on a black cat crossing his path, Naruto challenged. Deal, but I bet it will be his I got lost on the road of life excuse, Sasuke replied, shaking Naruto's hand. Sakura, standing to the side, just rolled her eyes, already accustomed to their antics. True to their prediction, Kakashi arrived just as the sun fully revealed itself, carrying the distinct scent of fresh pastries. Ah, my cute little genin, he began, rubbing the back of his head, I got lost on the road of life. Sasuke held out his hand, a triumphant smile playing on his lips. Pay up, Naruto, he demanded, earning a good-natured grumble from the blonde. Sakura could only shake her head at their antics, hiding a smile. Setting aside their light-hearted bet, the squad turned their attention to Kakashi. Good, you're all here, and on time, Kakashi commented, his single visible eye reflecting a subtle approval. Today we'll be focusing on chakra control and fine-tuning your elemental affinities. Our recent mission highlighted areas for improvement and potential growth. Sakura perked up at the mention of chakra control. As an aspiring medical ninja, this was her bread and butter. Naruto, who had been spending countless hours conversing with Kurama about elemental ninjutsu, felt a buzz of excitement at the mention of honing their elemental affinities. The day's training was grueling, pushing the trio to their limits. Kakashi had them performing chakra control exercises on the river, shaping and releasing their elemental jutsus, all while maintaining balance on the water surface. Naruto found himself struggling with the wind release, but his determination kept him going. Sakura, on the other hand, thrived. Her precise chakra control, coupled with her innate medical ninja skills, allowed her to effectively manifest her chakra scalpel. Even Sasuke, usually reserved and silent, couldn't hide his admiration for her talent. His own progress with lightning release was commendable, but seeing Sakura made him push his limits further. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Team 7 collapsed onto the grassy bank, exhausted but satisfied. They had made significant progress, a fact not lost on their ever-tardy sensei. "Well done, everyone," Kakashi praised, an unusual warmth in his voice. Their shared sense of achievement sent a wave of camaraderie through them. Naruto found himself reflecting on their past and the future they were carving together. This time, he was not a naive child, but a time-traveled shinobi with the knowledge and power to protect those he cherished. This bond they shared was unbreakable. They were not just teammates, they were family. Naruto saw the fire in their eyes, the determination to become better, to protect their loved ones, and he knew they were ready to face any challenge that came their way. With renewed vigor, Team 7 watched the stars illuminate the night sky, their hearts filled with a sense of unity and anticipation for the challenges and growth the future held. Chapter 8, Part 2. The sparring session turned out to be way more fun and lively than Team 7 had anticipated. Team 8, consisting of Hinata Hyuga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame, were strong and well-coordinated, keeping Team 7 on their toes. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura soon found themselves facing different fighting styles. Hinata's gentle fist, Kiba's aggressive taijutsu paired with his partner Akamaru, and Shino's frighteningly accurate bug attacks were a sight to behold. Team 7 had to continuously adapt and innovate, leading to a thrilling match. Despite the intense sparring session, it wasn't all serious. There was the moment when Kiba attempted a dynamic marking on Sasuke, only for the Uchiha to dodge at the last moment. The intended target ended up being a very displeased Shino, leading to the arena being filled with the buzz of angry bugs. It was a laugh riot as Kiba ran around, yelling his apologies while trying to avoid Shino's revenge. However, the highlight of the day was the anticipated reunion between Naruto and Hinata. The Hyuga heiress was always bashful around Naruto, and the blonde didn't disappoint, giving her one of his signature beaming smiles. "Hinata, it's been a while. You've grown stronger," he complimented, watching her blush at his praise. "Thank you, Naruto-kun. You too, you've become really strong," Hinata replied, her eyes shining with admiration. They fell into an awkward silence, with Hinata fidgeting under Naruto's steady gaze. The situation was made even more comedic when, after Naruto flashed another charming grin, Hinata promptly fainted. The sight of the usually composed Hyuga heiress fainting dead away because of a smile sent both teams into peals of laughter. Kurenai, the Jonin sensei, had to step in and revive her student with a quick chakra pulse. "No fair, Naruto," Kiba complained once the laughter subsided. "You're using your secret weapon." "Secret weapon?" Naruto asked innocently, earning a groan from the rest of the team. Sakura couldn't help but shake her head at his obliviousness. Sasuke only watched with an amused smirk, while Kakashi was laughing behind his book. The rest of the day went on in a similar vein, with lots of sparring, laughter, and camaraderie. It was these moments that made Naruto grateful for this second chance. These were the moments that reminded him of why he wanted to protect his precious people. Chapter 8, Team 7 Sparring Continues, Part 3. Hey Kurama, I think we should include them in my secret. What do you think? Naruto asked. You should, we need them to be stronger to help us in the war. Kurama agrees. The usual serenity of the training field was disrupted by an air of anticipation as Naruto made an unexpected declaration. All right everyone, this time it's Team 8, Sasuke, and Sakura versus me. Sakura immediately protested, Naruto, that's not fair. Even for you. Naruto, sporting a playful grin, brushed off her worry. Relax, Sakura. I won't go full throttle. No one's getting hurt today. Sasuke, however, was not easily swayed. His onyx eyes narrowed skeptically at Naruto. Just what are you up to, Naruto? Even Hinata couldn't help expressing her concern, her normally gentle gaze clouded with worry. Naruto, you're not being serious, are you? Ignoring their concerns, Naruto's grin widened. Actually, I thought I'd introduce you guys to a new trick I've learned. As the curious eyes of his friends bore into him, Naruto started to summon his chakra. A brilliant golden glow enveloped him, transforming his figure into a radiant spectacle. His bright blue eyes shifted to a vibrant gold as a single ethereal tail formed behind him. This was Naruto's chakra cloak, a toned-down, controlled version of Kurama's power, which showcased just a single tail. It was a testament to Naruto's growth, his mastery over the tailed beast's power, and the unbreakable bond he shared with Kurama. While Team 7 had seen this display before, it was a new sight for Team 8 and Kakashi. Their awestruck expressions were a clear testament to the awe-inspiring power Naruto now held. Meanwhile, Sasuke, his competitive spirit ignited, squared his shoulders and resolved to meet this challenge head-on. All right, Naruto. Show us what this new form of yours can do. Never one to back down from a challenge, Kiba echoed Sasuke's sentiment, with Akamaru mirroring his enthusiasm. We won't make it easy for you, Naruto. As the teams assumed their formation, the air around the field crackled with anticipation. Naruto, now cloaked in his chakra cloak, locked eyes with his friends. Their collective determination met his bright golden gaze. From the corner of his eyes, he saw Kakashi step back, a visible look of astonishment in his usually impassive eye. This was a sight none of them had witnessed before. All right, let's get this started, Naruto declared, his voice echoing in the stillness before the storm. The very next moment, Sasuke made the first move. With his Sharingan in full display, he launched himself at Naruto. His hands formed seals at an impressively swift pace. Fire style, Great Fireball Jutsu. A giant ball of fire roared towards Naruto, followed swiftly by lightning release, Dragon Fire. A dragon-shaped bolt of lightning streaked towards Naruto, interweaving with the fiery onslaught. Sakura didn't hold back either. Tapping into her immense strength, she hoisted a giant tree from its roots and brandished it like a bat. Let's see you dodge this, Naruto. With that, she swung the massive tree towards him. Yet, Naruto stood his ground. His chakra cloak serving as a protective barrier, he nullified the incoming fireball and lightning attack. With a swift sidestep, he managed to evade Sakura's colossal tree swing. His respite was short-lived, though. Kiba, along with Akamaru, had already initiated their signature move, Fang over Fang. They spiraled towards Naruto like twin drills, their coordination and speed daunting. Yet, Naruto countered their assault by manifesting a forceful wave of his chakra, which repelled the duo and sent them skidding back. Taking advantage of the chaos, Hinata moved in with her gentle fist technique. Her palms, glowing with the soft hue characteristic of her clan's signature jutsu, aimed for Naruto's chakra points. Naruto managed to dodge her attack, his expression revealing a flash of impressed surprise. Finally, Shino tried to leech off Naruto's chakra with his destructive insects. However, Naruto easily redirected the swarm back to Shino with a gentle gust of wind. The field descended into a frenzy of attacks and counters, the air vibrating with intensity and resonating with the clash of different techniques. Naruto, the epicenter of this storm, remained composed amidst the chaos. His calm determination contrasted with the whirl of activity around him. As he stood against his friends, the marked difference in their strengths was evident. Nevertheless, their relentless spirit and refusal to back down struck a chord within him. He decided to prolong the sparring session until his friends had spent every ounce of their chakra. He knew it was only then that they would truly grasp the magnitude of the strength they needed to muster. This realization was vital if they were to face the challenges that lay ahead. Chapter 8, Team 7 Sparring Continues, Part 4. Having caught their breath, Naruto and his friends returned to their positions. Naruto, still cloaked in his vibrant chakra cloak, stood at the center, ready to face their renewed assault. His infectious grin was a beacon of camaraderie that resonated with his friends despite their growing exhaustion. Again, they all charged at Naruto. Each of them put their strength into their attacks, trying desperately to land a hit. Yet, Naruto, moving with an inhuman speed bolstered by his chakra cloak, continued to dodge their combined attacks with an effortless grace. He left his friends chasing after the elusive afterimages his incredible speed left behind. Although occasionally countering, Naruto was careful to hold back. He was well aware of his amplified power and speed, and the toll it was taking on his friends. Their fatigue was becoming increasingly apparent, their attacks were losing coordination, and their defensive stances were gradually weakening. As the sparring session progressed, Naruto's admiration for his friends grew. Despite the odds, they refused to back down. Their determination was commendable. However, he couldn't shake off the feeling of worry that crept into his mind. They were not yet ready for the powerful enemies they were bound to face in the future. They needed to become stronger. Eventually, as he had predicted, his friends started bowing out one after another, their chakra reserves reaching their limits. When Sakura was the last to admit defeat, Naruto finally deactivated his chakra cloak. The bright, golden glow faded, leaving Naruto standing tall amongst his exhausted friends, his pride for them evident in his grin. "You all did well," he said, slapping Sasuke on the back in a friendly gesture and offering a helping hand to Sakura. "But," he added, his voice taking on a serious tone, "it's clear that we still have a long way to go. We need to become stronger. The enemies we will face in the future won't be as lenient as I was." His sobering words sparked a shared understanding amongst his friends. They exchanged determined looks, their resolve hardening. Naruto was right. The path of the shinobi was fraught with dangers and formidable enemies. They needed to become stronger, not just for themselves, but for their village and each other. "Are you sure it's wise to show them the chakra spout?" Kurama questioned Naruto. "I need them to become stronger to defeat our future enemy. We are preparing them for war," Naruto mumbled to himself. As the sun set and the stars took over the darkening sky, Team 8 left the training field with a renewed determination. They had a long journey ahead. They had battles to face and enemies to overcome. But they were ready to face whatever came their way. They were ready to become the shinobi they were destined to be. As they parted ways, Naruto couldn't help but catch Hinata's shy gaze once more. There was a promise in her eyes, a vow to grow stronger, and an unspoken request to witness each other's journey. And for Naruto, it was a promise he was willing to keep. With a final wave and his trademark grin, he joined his teammates, looking forward to what was to come. Chapter 9, Part 1. Kakashi stood before Team 7 with a glint in his eye that instantly put them on edge. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura exchanged wary glances, their gut instincts screaming at them that their unpredictable sensei was about to drop a bombshell. "All right, team," Kakashi began with an overly casual drawl. "Our next team meeting is going to be a little different." "Different how, Kakashi-sensei?" Sakura questioned, her unease only partially masked by curiosity. Kakashi looked at each of his students in turn, a mischievous twinkle in his visible eye. "Well, you see, I've decided to recommend all three of you for the upcoming Chunin exams." A stunned silence fell over Team 7. Then Naruto broke it, his yelp echoing through the training grounds. "The Chunin exams? Really? That's amazing." While Sasuke's reaction was far more subdued, the small smirk playing on his lips was telltale of his excitement. However, Sakura seemed apprehensive. "But, Kakashi-sensei, are we really ready? It hasn't been that long since we graduated from the academy." Kakashi shrugged nonchalantly. "Only one way to find out, right?" In his typical overenthusiastic manner, Naruto reached out to reassure Sakura, slapping her on the back. "Don't worry, Sakura-chan, we're gonna crush it." But, in his excitement, Naruto's hand slipped, accidentally landing on Sakura's chest. "Sakura-chan, hi." Before he could finish his sentence, Sakura's fist had already connected with his face, sending him flying across the training ground. "Naruto, you idiot." Sakura growled, her cheeks flushed in embarrassment and anger. Watching from a safe distance, Sasuke shook his head in amused disbelief. This was, without a doubt, a typical day in the life of Team 7. And, strange as it was, he wouldn't have it any other way. Chapter 9, Part 2. Sakura's blush had yet to fade away even as Naruto came crashing back to earth, landing in a heap on the other side of the training ground. Sasuke, having wisely distanced himself from the fallout, only rolled his eyes. "Sakura-chan, I'm really sorry," Naruto groaned from his place on the ground, hand clutching his face where Sakura's punch had landed. His apology was cut short when he started laughing. That was some punch. Sakura, having cooled off a bit, huffed and turned her back to him, but the corners of her lips were twitching upwards. "Next time, watch where you put your hands, Baka," she warned, still a bit red. "Yes, ma'am." Naruto agreed, saluting as he got up, a wide grin on his face. Kakashi couldn't help but smile from his place next to Sasuke. The rest of their meeting was spent discussing their new schedule and the training they'd need to undertake for the upcoming Chunin exams. Naruto, as expected, was thrilled at the prospect of the increased training sessions, his eyes practically sparkling with anticipation. Sakura, while initially hesitant, warmed up to the idea, especially when Kakashi hinted that they would also be focusing on advanced medical ninjutsu as part of their training. Sasuke, stoic as ever, only nodded, his eyes hiding his growing excitement for the challenges they would face. As they prepared to leave the training grounds, Naruto couldn't resist bringing up their previous altercation, a grin spreading across his face. "So, Sakura-chan, you've been doing some strength training on the side?" Sakura's cheeks colored once more, but she huffed and crossed her arms. "Of course I have. But Kunoichi has to be strong, too." "He should be thankful it wasn't a punch with chakra enhancement," Kakashi mused aloud, eye curving upwards in a mirthful crinkle. "Aren't you, Naruto?" Naruto chuckled nervously, rubbing the back of his head. "Yeah, definitely thankful, hee." As Team 7 departed from the training grounds, their spirits high despite the surprise announcement, Kakashi couldn't help but think that they really did have the potential to be the next generation Sannin. He was definitely looking forward to their progress in the upcoming Chunin exams.